Hello and welcome to my new series. It's a bit embarrassing to do this, but I wanted to try a podcast series. Not really a podcast series, more a series where I just talk about stuff that interests me and give my honest opinions about it. As you probably can read in the title, the series is going to be called Think About It, because obviously that's far away from here. But in the end, I want people to watch these videos and give their opinions in the comments, and then we can talk about it and maybe have some new ideas about it. That's the plan, anyway. Well, so the first episode of Think About It. Oh, yeah, I should say, this is CactusKris, aka Dominic, and you're watching Think About It. WWE. What's wrong with it? You know, I have like a whole list to go through, so let's get started. You know what the problem these days with wrestling fans is? Because more than anything that happens in the ring, they love to complain about stuff. And to be honest, WWE gives them a lot of reason to complain about stuff. Like lame storylines, throwaway matches, or just pushing the wrong guy. I'm not saying that Roman Reigns isn't talented. And to be honest, quite frankly, nowadays I really like him. I like to see him wrestle. I like to see the things he can do in the ring. But the way he's being booked, the way he's being pushed, just doesn't make sense anymore. Like, well, let's just say, you know, the reaction he got after beating the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Not only beating him, like retiring him. That's like was like the loudest boost I ever heard watching wrestling. And did they turn him heel? No, of course they didn't. Because it's the old John Cena problem where he never turns heel. But he should turn heel. Like if... Like it doesn't matter. People who like him and buy his merchandise will buy his merchandise later. He only will get more fans if he actually turns face again. So there's nothing lost with turning him heel. So I don't get it why they don't want to do it. WWE is pretty much the only product known to me that constantly does these things to disappoint their hardcore fans and don't get like really any repercussion from them. Like sure, ratings for Raw and SmackDown are going down. The network subscriptions aren't what they wanted. But the hardcore fans don't care. They still watch the product, even if all they do is complain about matches, about who's winning, who's holding the title. They don't care. Even if they don't like it, they still watch it to complain about it. It's really crazy. So why do the fans have this urge to complain so much? Is it because of the wrestlers? No way. If you look at today's wrestlers, we probably have the best roster you could ask for between all the talents. Like, I mean, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe. Those are names you thought, oh, those guys will never be in the WWE or have any significance. But no, they have matches. They're pretty talented. They, for the most part, keep their old moves. They are allowed to do it. Hmm. Let's just see. Even like stuff that, in my opinion, they mishandled, like the cruiserweights. Or now there's the women division. That's pretty cool that they have it. Like sure, the cruiserweights aren't really doing much cruiserweight stuffs at the moment. And the women's stuff is a bit irky. But I mean, they have it, and we got the Cruiserweight Classics from it. That was awesome. And a lot of great women matches, and they can just have the women matches again. I'm not saying they don't have to tweak anything about it, like, that's the problem that there are like maybe 5 women who actually can get the title. Well, that's not bad, because let's be honest, there are like 5 guys who are in the run for a world championship for the most part of the year. But like the difference to those women and the mid-card women, if there's even a mid-card, there's pretty much only title scene and pre-show match women, I guess. It's so big that, like, do you actually think that Tamina is going to win the women's championship in foreseeable future? Because I don't. And also, don't forget Triple H's baby child NXT, that now signs talent from all over the world and always has new fresh people ready to move on to the Raw or SmackDown roster. And I don't have to talk to you about the takeovers. The takeovers are pretty much, every takeover is one of the best shows of the year, and really doesn't have to hide behind other promotions or other pay-per-views. Like, the amount of storytelling and wrestling quality displayed there is just, you pretty much can't ask for more, I guess. This is because of the writing. No, well, kinda. But no. Look. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still a bit sick. But I really wanted to get around to doing this video. Let's see. The thing is that a lot of people complain about storylines using the Attitude Era as an example. But let's just take a moment and let's all say the Attitude Era had a lot of really stupid stuff. But you know what it never was? Except stupid. Boring. Well, I know that I can be disproven with that. But for the most part, even the, like, stupidest and offensive storylines are just entertaining to watch. It's like the same concept reality show on MTV in the like 2000s had. Like, it's garbage, but it's entertaining and you can't look away, so like a car crash. Nowadays it's like 50-50 divided. For every good talking smack promo you get, this is your life promo from Alexa Bliss or something. Like, really, you have to watch like 3 hours of Raw, and maybe if it's a good Raw, it's probably 1.5 hours that I would consider worth watching. Wrestling and just entertainment wise. Like, the other 1.5 hours you just don't watch, it's just a waste of time. In the Attitude Era you get Big Boss Man driving away with the casket of Big Show's dad, or The Undertaker trying to marry Stephanie in a ritual, or Triple H simulating necrophilia. Like, crazy, but entertaining. Coming to the point why I made this video and why I think WWE has a problem and is less likable, is the oversaturation and repetition in the product. Nowadays there's more good wrestling than any normal human is capable of watching between all the promotions. You can't consume Raw, SmackDown, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, Wrestling Gorilla, and even Combat Zone Wrestling, I don't know if you're into that. Like, there's just too much. So you have to be a chooser. Or you just watch wrestling 24/7. You can do that, but I guess you have to work and do other stuff too. Like, just WWE alone. You have Raw, SmackDown, network shows, NXT, and now that there's a brand split again, I think a pay-per-view every 2 weeks. That's just too much. I myself have just given up on watching weekly shows. Like, I just watch compilation from other channels like What Culture, Wrestling with Regret, or even the whole fucking show. Because they tell me if I have to watch a match and are entertaining about it. So, and I like need a third of the time, not even, that it would cost me to watch Raw or SmackDown. Take a step back. Take Lucha Underground. Like, I seriously think that's the way to go. Like, just have one episode each week, and each episode is entertaining with the skits they do. Like, they are low budget but really charming and entertaining. Have tons of in-jokes, like sort of like the Fashion Police, but every segment is pretty much that. Like, it always has, even if it's supposed to be serious, it has a lot of charm to it. It builds storylines, like real storylines that's just not over. Like, they have like 5 episodes with really a match that ends that storyline, or even goes into Ultima Lucha or Battle of the Gods. Like, take that Rey Mysterio Johnny Mundo thing. Like, I was like, okay, when is the match? Because they were airing vignettes for I think for like 3 or 4 weeks. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, is it this week or next week? And it's in 4 weeks or something. And I was like, what? Why are you pushing this so hard? And not least, not to say, it's not just a smoke and mirrors, like you say. Also, each episode has like at least, I'd say, a 4-star match in the main event, or earlier. Like, there's always a great match just from a wrestling perspective. And for me, even some 5-star matches. I know some guys wouldn't agree on that, but I do. So I'm like, I'd say, if I had to rank it, it's the best matches of New Japan Pro Wrestling are better than Lucha Underground. But overall, Lucha Underground is my favorite wrestling product just because of the way it's handled and how it works. It's just easier to consume and entertaining. In New Japan Pro Wrestling, lower matches are filled with charm and like just stuff you never see anywhere else. Like, it's just crazy what these guys do, and do comedy, and I mean, most of these guys don't even speak English or something. Having the time of my life, and I just get what they're trying to do with what they want to bring across without watching any promos, or maybe even watching the Japanese language, so not even the commentators tell me why those guys have beef. I always just get it from watching these guys in the rings. That's really great stuff. Mid and top cards are built like real fights. Like, man, those guys really... I don't know if it's safe. I'd say it's pretty dangerous what they're doing. Like, I know a lot of guys say that WWE is too soft, and I can see that. But I, for one, thinking that those headbutts and those kicks can go seriously wrong. but they make the fights feel real. And if something feels real, you're ultimately invested in it. And that helps tremendously to get involved with the fights. So I'd say that's where New Japan is really strong, and that's the point where it goes with my fan heart. All in all, I know that WWE won't stop making more content and having the same old matches with TV breaks and tag team matches and matches that just don't squash matches without any point, matches that don't matter, just to push guys we don't really want. I know they're not going to stop. In fact, it's going to be more because it's an ever-growing global organization and they want to grow. I think the only thing you can do as a wrestling fan is like follow the guys who are invested as we are. Like, see what you need to watch. Like, they are telling, oh, in New Japan, oh, in Ring of Honor was this match. Watch this match like 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, I don't know, 50 out of 23 stars. And just track it down and watch it if you're still into wrestling. Or like, oh man, these fashion police guys are really funny. Just watch this show for their skits. I know that if you want to be legal, you'd spend a lot of money on stuff to watch everything. But that's where you have to choose if it's worth to you. But if you're really being selectful and support the things you think are worth your money and your time, I think wrestling is still great. And well, you know, the only good thing about having more wrestling is that there's more chance for young talent, and we can see new guys, new styles, and new fresh ideas. So wrestling really, I don't think it will become stale. I think we'll see a lot of evolution, semestery, evolution in the next years, because just look at guys like Xavier or Kenny Omega. Like, those guys are nerds, and they just, like, Chris Jericho is a nerd, and those guys are just loving wrestling and other stuff, and they show it, and they're invested in doing great work with it. And somehow people like that really, they really get me. Like, I'm invested in their fights, I'm invested in the stories. If they're doing comedy, I'm laughing. If they're being serious, I'm rooting for them. And that works. That's why wrestling is working. Because somehow in that silly throwing another around spot with silly soap opera bits, you kinda see yourself and you kinda get invested. Or you're just fascinated with the violence. It's all fine and good. But I think with a growing market, to get these things that get you going and get you talking, it's harder to find. And it's everybody's own, how do we say? Everybody's more or less on their own to find people or sources you can trust and to know which shows you should watch and which matches, as I said before. Okay, I think that's going to do it for the first episode, guys. I know I'm new to this, but I had a lot of fun, like, talking about this. And if you want to hear more, think about it from CactusKris, you can like this video and subscribe to my channel so you get notifications if I'm doing another one. Of course, you can check out gameplay stuff, reviews I do, and I'm planning to doing wrestling reviews, maybe, I don't know, because I'm really bad at watching those in a timely manner. I don't know if you want to know about SummerSlam 2 weeks after the fact, but we'll see. So stay tuned and thanks for listening or watching. and I see you next time. Have a nice day.